Welcome to the Perfect Timing Podcast Studios. My name is Perfect, and this is the Perfect Timing Podcast. Thank you all for joining. I'm so happy to see you again, to be here with you. We got a couple great topics to go over once again. Another wonderful day here in Northern California. That spring is coming. I heard the other day my mother-in-law was talking about it was spring forward. So over the weekend, you lost an hour. So make sure everybody watching fix your clocks. I know it's Monday, so this might be the first time you're hearing about it. Everybody got a cell phone. Everybody got a cell phone. Everybody on digital. But some of us, you know what I mean, it's still like of a elder generation. Some of us like me, you 40 plus years old. So, you know what I'm saying? You got some things that got to be rewound and reset, you know, and especially the car. You know what I'm saying? The car got digital. The car got CarPlay, all the shit, but uh, the car don't update the damn time. That's the worst thing. Everything else, I think I got updates to time. I'm gonna be honest. I think everything else I got updates to time except the car. And the car got like special news shoes. That's what we're gonna do. You can't lose with the news. So put on your news shoes when you listen to Perfect Time Podcast. Who's? That's what I'm talking about. So Russell Wilson of Sierra fame. Sierra used to mess with Future and Bow Wow, all that. You know, she had the famous viral moment not too long ago where, you know, everybody was saying that could she be with a non-street dude? That was the last time Sierra and Wilson had a viral moment because everybody, Slim Thug, Future, everybody weighed in on the fact that Sierra couldn't be with a non-street dude. But here it is. They still together. And I want to announce that they got $38 million. Check this out. Yeah, man. Denver, I got my Denver Broncos. Y'all let me know in the comment, man. Did Denver make a good decision? I'm going to play a video. Let's go to the video, right? I got a video I want to play about whether or not Denver made a good decision. There's why Denver even brought Russell Wilson to the team and why they let him go. Let's take a listen.
Is it fault for this one?
Ego.
Whose?
Everybody's ego. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning. Russell Wilson wanted out of Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
He made it very clear he did not want to be there. In fact, I don't want to be here, and here's places I'd like to go. There were rumors about him trying to get people fired who were in the building. So there's step one, ego. Now, the Broncos try to go and get Russell Wilson. They give up a lot. Egotistically, they think that is.
So that's first time I'm hearing that. I don't know how many people knew that. I didn't know Russell Wilson was so unhappy with the position at Seattle. I don't know what happened. It became tenuous. You know, like I said, I'm not a Seattle fan. There was a big rivalry with 49ers. So from this report, one news bit that we already got going into this, got your news shoes on, is the fact that Russell Wilson was unhappy at Seattle and he was trying to get out of there. Let's keep going. He ended up at Denver, but he had expressed the fact that he was unhappy and he even expressed where he wanted to go.
Worth it.
Yeah.
And then do some more bad business in upping the deal when they didn't have to do that either. Then they egotistically bring in a first-time head coach, Nathaniel Hackett, to a situation where you have a legendary level player who's only played under one head coach his entire career, who was a defensive head coach. As Shady said, this is a guy who never really carried the team to wins.
Who is at fault for this one?
Ego.
Whose?
Everybody's ego.
Why did Denver bring Russell Wilson? She said ego. Number two, why did Denver then allow Russell to go to Steelers, costing them $38 million plus almost $100 million, getting ate up on the salary cap? She said ego again. Why did Russell Wilson do it? Ego. Why did Denver Broncos do it? Ego. I want to know from you in the comments, do you agree with this? Let's go to the next video. Again, we're watching this story. Russell Wilson traded to the Steelers, $38 million paid by the Denver Broncos. Steelers only got to pay $1 million. I think I got a video here. Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp reacted to this. Again, you guys, what's so important, what I need you guys to do is let me know, because I know a lot of you guys follow the sports a lot better than Perfect Time to Do. You know, I'll be into politics and different things like that. But so I want to hear from you. So right now, what we're going to do is listen to the guy, Shannon Sharp. And as we listen to this, Stephen A. gonna spill some juice, and we're gonna get to it with Stephen A. Spill it, and then we're gonna talk about the whole Russell Wilson $38 million. Let's get to it, man.
Do you
Good
feel
morning,
like
guys.
they're the best team to let Russ cook?
I do. They have a very strong defense, and I think when Russ looks at it, you look at the options they got: Jalen Warren, Najee Harris running the football. They got you look at the wide receiver core. Now it looks like Deontay Johnson might be on the trading block, but I love George Pickens. I love Freiermuth. Offensive line is decent, not great, but decent. And I think Russ is in the ideal situation. He goes in and he's competing against Kenny Pickett. Now, Kenny Pickett has had 2 years to solidify this job. If Kenny Pickett was as entrenched as many thought he was, Russ would not be an option. The mere fact that Russ is an option lets you know that they're not as high or as strong on Kenny Pickett as many believe they are. I don't believe he holds off Russ. Russ will be the.
So just for context for everybody watching, I know y'all know more about this than me, but Kenny Pickett is the current head quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers and has been for the past 2 years. The situation is that Russell Wilson will be going to Pittsburgh to compete against Pickett for the top spot. I just want to give you guys that context because a lot of you listening, you know, we do politics, you might not know who these individuals are. So Russell Wilson, former Super Bowl quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, played for the Denver Broncos, now going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, has to compete against Pickett for that number one spot. Shannon Sharp giving us the lowdown. Let's keep going all the way down to Funky Town.
Starter. I think this is an ideal situation for Russ. He goes to a team that I think they believe in him. I think Mike Tomlin really likes him. I think Mike Tomlin realizes that Russ is better than anything that he's had since a young Ben Roethlisberger, and this gives him the best chance because he's tired of going, you know, oh, he's never had a losing season. That's not good enough for Mike Tomlin. And I think Steeler ownership has made that abundantly clear. You know, winning season 10-7, that's not good enough for them. They want to be in position where they can compete for championships. And they haven't been able to do that in a very long time. And I think Russ is a viable option. But the question is, Russ, are they getting 4 or 5 year ago Russ? Are they getting a Russ that the Seattle Seahawks says, nah, we're good, we're going to move on? The Broncos says, we're going to eat $85 million in dead money, and we'll pay you $38, $37 million to move on. So the question.
Wow. Shit, we'll pay you $38 million to move on, $85 million in dead money. Did the Broncos make the right decision? Because this is a very expensive call for everybody. Now, come on now. What's going on? Shannon Sharp, this is why he the number one podcast. Did I let the cat out of the bag? That's why Shannon Sharp is the number one podcaster, because he's giving you all the context, all the parameters that you need to go ahead and make an educated comment in the comment section. What is the Denver Broncos doing? Because the Denver Broncos have to weigh it out for the future of the team, not how you feel about the Seattle Seahawks and Russell Wilson 5 years ago, the Super Bowl quarterback. You understand what I'm saying? Skip Bayless said the same thing. Are you getting what Russell Wilson are you getting for the money? And for Denver Broncos, it was worth $100 million to get Russell Wilson up out of there. It was worth $100 million to get Russell Wilson up out of there. So I want to know from you in the comments, $85 million on the back end, $38 million to Russell. Pittsburgh ain't even paying him but $1 million. $40 million windfall to Russell Wilson. As we discuss this and everybody's commentary on how you feel, how Shannon Sharp feel, how Stephen A. feel, I'm going to go to Sierra because the bottom line is the number one winner in this is Sierra. The number one winner in this is Sierra. Because no matter if Russell Wilson is the starting quarterback for the Steelers or not, he just got a $38 million check. A $38 million check. One more time. A $38 million check. Come on now. Shannon Sharp, keep giving us that game, man. All the way down the lane, man. Let's go.
The question is what Russell they're getting. Whatever the case that may be, that Russ that they're getting is better than Kenny Pickett.
Well, let me say this to you, Molly, D.O. and whatever. I am very, very, very disgusted with Shannon Sharp this morning, and I'm glad that he's on the screen right now. I expect more enthusiasm. We are down here in Austin, Texas. I had to give a speech for South by Southwest yesterday. This brother is being honored with the podcast of the year. This is, I mean, usually you would think that Shannon would be a bit, I don't know whether it's true or not.
So it's a couple of scoops. Perfect time to give it out right here today. So right now, I just told you about the $100 million, the cost associated with Russell Wilson going to the Steelers. And also in the middle of the broadcast, Stephen A. loose lips sink ship ass then gave up the whole go that Shannon Sharp just won #1 podcast of the year, man. And you deserve it, bro. You deserve it, bro. Hey, I'm thinking about ordering some of that Laportier cognac, man, because I've been hearing good things about it. You know, the Bay Area drink the most cognac, man. I don't know if you know about that, Shannon. You might need to do some cognac shit out here in the San Francisco, Oakland Bay Area, because one thing we known is for that cognac, man, that Remy Martin, that privilege, man. See, we don't drink regular cognac. We don't drink VS in the Bay Area, man. You can't have no date with no baddie on no VS. She gonna laugh at you. You know what I'm saying? We drinking privilege and above. We drinking privilege. If you don't know what privilege is, you really don't drink cognac. So Shannon Sharp, I know you know what privilege is. You know what I'm saying? I know you know about that XO, that VSOP, that Louis XIII, and I know you know that people. If you don't know, because I know you're a fan of comedy. There's a couple things synonymous with the Bay Area. Comedy in the Bay Area is one of those spots for Black comedians, as Cat Williams talked about. Started, it's one of those places that all Black comedians come to get money and do some of their best work in the San Francisco Bay Area, because Black people come out, they dress up, they buy drinks, they laugh, they have a good time. So part of that comedy scene and that player culture that you're familiar with the San Francisco Bay Area is an affinity for fine cognac. You know what I'm saying? That's why we start off with privilege. We don't even touch that VSOP. So Shannon, you might have to holler at us about some of that Laportier in that Bay Area, man. And congratulations, man, on the #1 podcast, Stephen A. Loose Lips, Sink Ships. Let's get back to the broadcast, man. Let's get back to the broadcast.
Not or whatever the case may be, but this is stuff that I'm hearing down here. This is stuff that I'm hearing. My point is, with all the great work that Shannon is doing, you would think that he would be a bit more enthusiastic when he's talking about Russell Wilson. And what does he do? Oh, no, that's not something that's going on here. He said,
That's not Patrick Mahomes.
Excuse me, put Shannon back on. I want to see that man's face. I want to see that man's face. First of all, don't give me that, bro. Let me tell you something right now. I want to hear that. This is Kenny Pickett we're talking about. Anything is an upgrade with the quarterback situation the Steelers had last year. Now, me, I'm not going to sit up here and rave about Russell Wilson, but when you say Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Mitchell Trubisky, that's what you had last year, and now here we are today, and we talking about Russell Wilson, and if he's this, please.
Stephen A. is cold. Y'all hear the sound effects? Stephen A. is cold. He said, I don't care what you got. Steelers, anything is an improvement from Pickett. Stephen A. is a cold boy. Man, let me know in the comments if you agree, man. The Steelers fans, Pickett fans in the comments, because Stephen A. said, man, Russell Wilson is a huge upgrade, man. Hey, y'all let me know, man. Hey, they going in on Pickett, man. Let's go.
He's thrown 26 touchdowns last year. The Steelers have thrown 25 in the last 2 years. Shannon, I expect more enthusiasm from you, bro.
It depends on what Russell Wilson they're going to get, Shannon. If they get...
Y'all ready? Ready.
Why would two teams move
Dan said he's still a top 10 quarterback. But Shannon Sharp is going to the point that we make it. If he is still this top-tier quarterback, why would two teams and spend $100 million? Shannon, this is why he's the number one podcaster. Let's hear this out, man.
Move off of him for potentially Geno Smith and Drew Lock, and then move off of him for the kid that I forget his name. He came from the Raiders. Why would teams continuously move off a guy that you said is what you believe he is? Something is not adding up.
Well, can I answer that?
Go ahead.
Can I answer that real quick? Number one, Shannon. Far be it for me, the non-football player on this panel, to bring this up. But you were in Seattle for a decade. So that's not like parting ways per se. He was there for a decade. And then in the case of Denver, well, he got contaminated by himself and his ego because it was a lot of non-football stuff really alienated folks. And then you had Nathaniel Hackett. That's a double whammy. So that might have something to do with it. And then Sean Payton comes in there and he instantly does not like you because of that residue. And that might have something to do with it as well.
He wasn't happy at Denver. That's exactly what I said. He wasn't happy at Denver. Let's keep going. He wasn't happy at Denver. But he wasn't happy at Denver. It's a perfect situation at the Steelers. That coach, come on, baby. Hey, look, because it's a similar. Seattle was a similar hard-nosed football, defensive coach. He's going into that same similar type of program in Pittsburgh with the Steelers. I believe it's perfect match for the type of football that Russell Wilson's playing and plays and has come accustomed to being successful in that type of system. Y'all let me know in the comments, man. We're going to keep going, man.
I see, Shannon, that's where I stand on it. Like we did – Louis Riddick and I called the Monday Night Football game after they moved on from Russ, and there was the overwhelming thing of it was just time. They wanted new leadership, they wanted a new voice, and again, he was going to be asking for an extension. So all those variables, they wanted something different and something new. It had just come to that point. And if you go to Denver, we all knew that Sean Payton going in there was going to want his guy. Russell Wilson wasn't necessarily his guy. Now, does his play warrant $40 million?
So Jim Harbaugh, does he want to move on from Justin Herbert? Does he want his guy?
No, because they haven't been together for 10 years. I don't know Russell, Shannon. I don't know.
Hold on.
But you hear
Sean Payton hadn't been with Russell but for 4 days. So I'm asking, you said Sean Payton wants his guy. Does Jim Harbaugh wants his guy? Does he want someone other than Justin Herbert? Now, I need you to,
I get what you're saying. I understand the correlation you're making.
So that's all I'm saying. Look, I hope Russ is able to become Russ of 4 or 5 years ago. And that is the question that we're asking. Stephen A., to answer your point, yes, he's better than Mason Rudolph. He's better than Kenny Pickett. He's better than Mitchell Trubisky. But that's not good enough. Just by being better, does that ensure you the division? Does that ensure you a deep run in the playoff just being better than marginal quarterbacks? Absolutely not. And that's all I'm saying.
Number one, they were 10-7 last year, like Dio just said. But number two, and more importantly, Shannon,
is that enough? I need y'all to let me know. Is that enough? Is him being better than Pickett enough in today's NFL? That is an excellent question, Shannon. Now, Stephen A. going to weigh in. Let's see what he got to say.
Shannon, there's nobody out there that you could have gotten that's going to guarantee you the division against Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow. So whatever they got wasn't going to guarantee them that. So I'm not holding them to that standard. I'm simply saying they upgraded significantly. And here's the turn-off deal. Let me turn my attention to you. Because let me tell y'all something right now. You, Adam Schefter, and everybody else, love you guys. Y'all gonna get big-time attitude from me if everybody keeps going out there talking about, well, he's got to fight for the job and he's going to compete with Kenny Pickett. And I don't want to hear that. I want to hear that. If this man, I don't want to hear that at all. As far as I'm concerned, if it is a competition, Russell Wilson need to go. He don't even need to. bother coming to the Steel City. Because
Nah, I agree.
I know this much, a 9-time Pro Bowler, a Super Bowl champion, if you got to come in based on the Kenny Pickett that we saw this past season, and then it's 2 years, 13 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, that dude, if you're competing with that dude and it's nip and tuck, and wait a minute, that's not what I'm counting on. I'm looking at Russell Wilson as a starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
There you go, man. Stephen A. said it shouldn't even be a competition. Stephen A. said, I'm looking at Russell Wilson as a starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. At his level, he shouldn't even have to compete with a Pickett. I need to know from what y'all got to say in the comments. I had an article I wanted to read because, like I said, man, we need to understand no matter 2, 3, automatic, systematic, and you know. I don't even know those Sierra lyrics, man. I can't even tell you no Sierra lyrics, man. Shit. That's who wins, man. There go that guy right there, man. $38 million payday, man. Let's see what this article say, man. The winner in this quarter is Sierra. Russell Miller, he done made some major moves, man. On Sunday, March 10th, Russell took to Instagram to share a video with fans. The clip began with a dark screen, featured audio 1978 single Renegade by Styx. As the clip played, viewers could see flashes of football surrounded by football players in Pennsylvania, which is home of the Pittsburgh Steelers, per team's official website. And the caption of his post appeared to reveal Pittsburgh is the next destination for the quarterback. According to Sports ESPN, Wilson signed a 1-year deal with the Steelers. Additionally, he parted ways with Denver Broncos. He'll reportedly receive $38 million from the organization in his 2024 salary. The outlet reports Wilson's new deal can serve as an opportunity to rewrite the legacy after his 2 seasons with the Broncos reportedly went poorly. Now, check this out. Social media reacts, and it says Wilson's wifey, Sierra, made sure to share her support for her husband in the comment section of his post. Additionally, the singer dropped black and yellow heart emojis. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. That was the last time Pittsburgh went to the Super Bowl. That was that Wiz Khalifa, man. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Okay, they already going in, man. So Sierra said, congratulations. Furthermore, Instagram used to share reactions, was not to share. And yeah, man. So everybody happy for Sierra, man. Everybody is happy for Sierra, man. Sierra is happy for Sierra, man. Are you happy for Sierra, man? $38 million payday, baby. Hey, okay. Russell Wilson's congratulations. Sierra, congratulations. StreamYard, get that internet connection together, man. What's up? I'm not even live, man. How you gonna have all these internet problems, man, as soon as I get on this podcast, man? That does not make me happy. That does not make me happy, StreamYard. But thank y'all guys for tuning in. My name is Perfect. This the